Good day, everyone. Hope everybody's doing fine today. I see that the sun has just come out here in the Portland area. I'll see the backyard view here that I get through my window. And I'm pretty grateful to have it. I have a lot of respect for nature and natural order. Even though I don't understand it and I can't comprehend the bigger picture of why anything would exist at all, it doesn't mean that I throw in the towel and say nothing matters at all, that the world has no purpose, that there's no point to life other than what you create, or nor do I take the side that everything is laid out for us and there's a God in the clouds who created us and specifically wants certain things from us and will punish us if we do wrong. Somewhere between these two illusions lies the reality, in my opinion, that life is a bigger picture than what we can see by far. And I've always used the metaphor of each one of us is standing on the facet of a jewel, a round stone with many facets, and you can only see so many facets from where you're at any one time. You can walk around and look at the other side of things, but then you forget what what the other side looked like. But at the same time, all the facets are equal and of equal size. So I guess what I'm saying is that the perspective we have on how much we can really understand about the universe is highly flawed. And some of the deepest questions that we have about life come down to existence, why we exist at all. Why do we exist? What is our purpose? Should we be doing something while we're here? Is there some life path that we have? And as you're well aware, people have taken full advantage of that incongruity or that insecurity that we have about our own existence. For example, people feel like they're wasting time. Like, what is my life goal? What is my path? What is my muse? How do I figure out what my true contribution to the world is? And meanwhile, you might just be an amazing mom or an amazing friend, or maybe somebody who's a great singer but knows nothing else. But these traits that we have, these, I guess you would say, these, facets of our own personalities are wide and varied. We often base what we think to be responsible, or let's say, the things that we consider to be valid life paths, right? We generally frown upon people who, let's say, take absolutely no initiative in their lives and they just sit around and don't have any interests and don't do anything. A person might call them a bum or a loser. But you take that across seas to Tibet, for example, and you have Buddhists who are raised to be, these kids who are taken out of their homes and raised to be the monks, where they can meditate for 40, 50,000 hours during their lifetimes or more. And one may be led to think, well, isolating yourself with a group of other people who are meditating to gain insight, where's the benefit of that for the rest of the people if you're truly part of a whole? And I'm not dissing on Buddhism at all. I, in fact, follow more Buddhist principles than I do anything else. The idea of balance and acceptance of what is. However, some people take it too far. I actually had a comment this morning where somebody asked, it was on my Discord channel, and somebody said that a Buddhist teacher or something was saying that you should not combine different lessons or combine different methods of enlightenment or attaining the truth, or however you might want to define it. You should, if you're not successful in the one you're using, you just need to man up and improve your skills and research and study harder or meditate harder, whatever it might be. I'm just giving you the general idea of what the comment came across as, and my response was, I look at religion And life practice is the same. When I look at religion, I've had people accuse me of, you just take the best parts of what you like from each religion and you just leave the rest. I say, hell yeah, I do. Anybody with half a brain should do the same. Because, and that sounds wrong, I shouldn't say that, because people feel like following one belief system to its completion is their solution. And if that works for you, that's great. But the idea of taking the best parts and making the most out of it just shows that you're willing to look outside the box of what mankind has created. The illusion that Christianity or Islam or Buddhism itself are really complete teachings is absolutely absurd to me. I know that there are a lot of people out there who disagree, and a lot of people who probably are offended by me saying that, no, the Bible is not the only book you need. In fact, most of the people I've encountered who have said that can't particularly point to which part of the Bible they need. And many people have admitted to me they didn't even read it, that they're having it read to them by a pastor or someone else, nitpicking and hand-selecting the parts that sound good to them. So is it any different to select the best parts out of your religion and not focus on the slavery and the approval of murder and, this angry God? No, because most churches take the best parts out of the Bible they like. The same way that any rational human would take the best parts out of all the things they discover and say, this is how I want to live. I realize that life is extremely complicated for a lot of people, but that's only because of our own choice to overthink things. If we have gratitude for what we have accomplished, if we have gratitude for those in our lives, and if we do our best to just be good people and to try to find our path, whatever that may be, or if it may exist at all. And when I say my path, I don't mean that I was born with a particular goal that the universe wanted from me, and if I don't accomplish that, I have to come back for multiple lifetimes. It's ridiculous. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't believe in any religious practices as far as being the complete truth. And I don't believe in any one opinion as holding sway over how I feel about the world. When I look out here at the bamboo moving in the wind, I think about the way that the air is invisible, okay? But the bamboo is moving nonetheless. Let's just take a look out here. The bamboo is moving, but you can't see the forces that move that bamboo. You know they're there because if you stand there, you can feel it. But trying to define it as something you can visually explain is absurd. But we know it exists. It's the same as gravity. There are people who deny gravity and don't believe that it's a real thing. But it exists in whatever form it may be. And in the same way, a lot of folks deny that there's a larger force or energy to the universe because they cannot see it. They say anything that you know is true, you should see. And I got to say, I have not seen 195 other countries, but I know they're there because my fellow man have told me they're there. And it doesn't mean that I'm right. Perhaps I do live in a one nation that is the only nation on earth and everything is just an illusion. But living that way serves no purpose. It's no benefit. It's about looking at the world for what it is, looking at the interconnectedness between species, between the similarities between people's attitudes and actions, and to feel out what it means to be human. And that's a difficult endeavor for a lot of people, myself included. So I'm not sure what the right path to truth is. I'm not sure what the right path to awareness is. But I've got to say that I think people are giving a little too much credit to the benefits of knowing or having awareness or being woke or being enlightened to where they're missing the whole point. If you're separated from your group of people because you know something that they don't, that doesn't really benefit you. That only serves to stifle interaction between groups, which could be productive. And people hold this holier than thou attitude that they know what's best for everyone else, that they know what's best for society. And I just call total bullshit. We all have to figure this out as a whole. And if we can't look at the world for what it is and look at the amazing connections of nature and realize that we're just part of a whole, then we're doomed to fail as a species. Just like any other species who thinks they're greater than nature, who thinks they're at the top of the food chain, quickly realizes that bacteria overrule you, trillions to one, and that humans are very, let's just say, finicky and fragile, whereas many of these species of viruses and bacteria have lived for millions of years without any interruption or issue. The fact that we have such a complicated body and mind tells me that there's something expected of us from nature. I could be totally wrong. Perhaps the people who say it's just a fluke and nature just evolved randomly, maybe they're right. I don't know. But I don't believe it. I believe that we're really here to discover our own purpose as a species. But what's more important than that, we're here to discover what is most important as individuals for our lives. Looks like my alarm's going off and I have to pick up my son from school. And with that out of the way, I'll say thanks for listening. Thanks for visiting, and let me know your thoughts about this,